Hey man, it's the campaign Slip Resistant. Just want to say what's up to all my YouTube family. Just walking around right now, Macon, Georgia. It's a cool little place. I had been seeing it online, but I had never really been here before. A bunch of crap all on the ground. This used to be some kind of like warehouse or something. It says, what vendor? Oh, dang. Government doesn't own me. It's really an interesting place. A lot of graffiti. So yeah, I just wanted to come out here and talk to y'all for a minute. So why did I start a YouTube channel? Basically, I wanted to start a YouTube channel to go ahead and record my life. And coming from the stage where I am right now and going to somewhere that's going to be great, especially want to be somebody who is motivation for people who don't have it, for people who don't think it's possible. Anything is possible. You just got to be consistent. You got to cut out all the bullshit. You got to cut out, if you smoke, stop smoking. If you drink, stop drinking. You know, you're eating wrong. You got to stop eating bad. You got to get up early in the morning. You got to go to sleep. You might have to stay up late. That's just how the game goes. You might have to work 20 hours a day until you get to where you need to be. You might have to work less than that. I hope so, but if not, that's just what it is. You got to put in that work. That's what I'm doing, putting that work in. I work every day. I work about 15 hours max a day. I'm getting it in. I got to be slip resistant. I can't fall. I got to have money. You see a lot of people when the pandemic hit, basically, they didn't know what to do. They didn't have no money saved up. They lost their job, lost their house, lost their car. Some people lost their lives. A lot of people did. So you gotta be prepared. You gotta make sure that you don't slip. You gotta make sure that you got food in your kitchen. You got water in your car. Gas in your car, excuse me. You got water at the house. You got batteries, you got lights. You got guns, you got ammo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have those things just in case shit gets bad again. Then what? You might have to defend yourself. And if you gotta defend yourself, what you wanna do with your hands when you got a whole mob of motherfuckers coming through? Yeah, big motherfuckers, big 6'3" motherfuckers. So, you gotta make sure that you understand what kind of times we're living in. We're living in desperate times. We're living in the most greatest time to become rich for everybody, anybody, especially for black folks, people of color. This is the time to really go ahead and start our businesses, start saving our money, making real investments, and not being dependent on just some one job, thinking that one job is just going to be the savior. And you work that job all the way till you retire and you get your pension and you live paycheck to paycheck until you die. I don't think nobody really wants to live that life. But for a lot of people, it makes them feel safe, makes them feel good that they got something they can just rely on and don't really have to do too much. Just go to work, come home. It's not the case. In the future, all that stuff's going to get cut out. Social Security, your pension. You can't be dependent on these businesses. What if a business, goes out of business? What you gonna do? Which happens all the time, especially during the pandemic. I know y'all seen a lot of businesses right now that used to be popping. There ain't nowhere to be found. It's too many of them. Just think about all those employees that lost their job. Think about all those businesses that went out of business, and now they got to try to start a new business, or they got to take their ass to work. We went from making 6 figures to $7.25 an hour. Shit's real. People got to really wake up. So that's what it is to be slip resistant, is making sure that you got your T's crossed, your I's dotted, making sure that you got multiple sources of streams of income. You got your basic necessities to be able to last for not just the week, not just the month, not just a couple of months, but at least for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, as long as you can, can stack it up and make it last. Got to make sure that you got some kind of medical knowledge, in case somebody, gets shot or someone gets sick, someone's choking, someone has a heart attack. You need to know what to do in that situation, because then you can save lives. You got to have first aids. You got to have all this stuff. You got to have batteries. You got to have light bulbs. What electricity go out? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put all kind of conspiracies on it or whatever, but you never know what could happen in life. You got a situation where Ukraine and Russia going to war. And Russia want to have 1 million troops from the draft go over and fight the war. And if he can't get 1 million troops, and they already, and the Russian people are already boycotting, like they don't want to deal with this shit. They don't want to do this. They don't want to go to war and die, because basically that's all that's going to happen. You're just going to die. So it's just going to, Putin is saying if he can't get those actual people to sign up and go ahead and get in the war and get in the, you know what I'm saying, the draft or whatever to go to war, and he's planning on using nukes, nuclear weapons. So if he ends up doing that, what you think is going to happen in every other country? What do you think is going to happen in the world? The world could go into total darkness if he uses nukes. The radiation, like all the ash and stuff can actually block out the sun in a way. We could really destroy humanity, not just Ukraine or a couple cities in Ukraine. This could be really terrible for the whole world. And on top of that, if they strike Ukraine, they basically striking us, then we got to retaliate. It's going to be World War III. So if we go into World War III, and what if they cut our electricity off? What you gonna do? How you gonna survive? Do you know where to get water from if there's no water at the grocery store? Do you know how to set fire if there's no matches, no lighters at the gas station? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how to fish? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to clean? You got to stay clean in the time where you got to go find some water. Do you know how to do that? You got to be sanitary. There's a lot of things that go into this being slip resistant. It's not just, oh, okay, you know, you're going to fall or whatever. And we're not talking about falling. We're talking about slipping. You don't want to get caught slipping. That's all it is. You got to figure out how you're going to survive. Can you farm? Can you grow your own fruits and vegetables? That's what we're learning. That's what we're doing. We're learning how to do all these things each and every day. You got to work. You got to put in that grind. So I'm not slipping. I'm slip resistant. It's a campaign. Anyways, talking y'all head off. So this is basically just the intro to the becoming slip resistant. I want y'all to see the whole process of me, where I am right now, today, all the way to the day where it's just insane lifestyle that I can put on camera for you. Let y'all see that and see how real the growth is. How to have a shitty credit score. They're going to in the 800s. Nice cars, nice houses, traveling the world, all those great things. Beautiful women, whatever you name. Watch, you're gonna see it all. You just gotta stay tuned, YouTube family. So what y'all doing out there? Y'all working? Y'all grinding? You learning? You exercising? You eating right? You better be. If not, you'll have a lot of problems in your life and you're not gonna understand why. You got to use your mind. Stop thinking with your heart. Start using your head to think. How can you make more money? First, get your credit right. You don't know how to get your credit right? Go online and look it up. How can I establish credit if I don't have credit or my credit is messed up? Your credit is messed up. What you need to do is start working on either paying this stuff off. Go ahead and just pay it off. Even if you can pay just a little bit by month. Most credit card companies let you do that, of course. They'll take the money now. Or whatever you have bills, or if you have evictions, go ahead and pay that shit off. Or go ahead and dispute it, which I would recommend. Go ahead and dispute it, because a lot of stuff can come off your credit just by disputing it. I've disputed stuff through basically all 3 credit bureaus. And all the shit that I disputed, I want to say at least 75% of it came off. So it just depends on what you got. You can do it electronically through Experian. You can just do it right there on the app. Dispute, tell them why. Say this is not mine, or you have no knowledge of this, or it's paid off, or it's fraudulent activity, whatever you believe it is, you just do it. And then look, 30 days from now, you might have that removed from your credit, which can increase your credit score. It's like, how do you increase your credit score? You got to get that crap off of your credit, and you need to go to Experian, you need to go to TransUnion, you need to go to Equifax. And you need to look and see exactly what's on all three of them. Because it could be some bullshit that you don't even know anything about. You probably could have like a 520 credit score, but once you take that off, credit score can go up into the 6 easy. So you got to figure out how to do that. So take that off. And the next thing you want to do is start off with get the little credit builder. You can go to get a Chime account. Everybody got a Chime account. I believe it's free to set up. Get your Chime account and then put money into that account. Your checkings and savings, use it. And then they'll give you a credit builder account. You can put money into it. And what it does is every time you put money into it and you use the card, it acts as a self loan. So however much money you spend is going to report to the credit bureaus that that's how much money you were loaned and you paid off. So therefore it looks good on your credit and it helps your credit, and it's showing that you're actually being able to pay things off and that you're worthy. And you have to be credit worthy. It's the most important thing. So that's one way. Then you can get the discovered secured credit card, which I think like you can put maybe $200 down as the minimum. But the thing is, every month you want to just use anywhere, I would say like 10% of what you put on that card. A lot of people say 30%. I say 10 and lower. So if you put $200 down onto that card, right? I would typically only use $20 every month and pay it back, because this is your money. And basically after about 9 months, what they'll do is they'll review it. You got to make your payments on time. You can't play around with this. You got to make your payments on time. So once you make your payments on time, after those 9 months, it could be 7 months, could be 9 months, could be 12 months. Depends on you're paying on time. And you're paying before your statement date. I would pay before my statement date and my due date. Yes. So as long as you're paying on time, they will give you an unsecured credit card, which is great. That means that you can now use the money. They'll give you a limit, a credit limit, and you can use that money for whatever you need to start a business, in case you do have an emergency. All kind of different things. You can kind of leverage your bills. You got more money, so that way you don't have to be living paycheck to paycheck. You can go ahead and pay for what you need now. Once you do get paid, you just pay your credit card off. So, and also with the secured credit card, once they give you an unsecured credit card, they give you your money back. So you put that $200 down on your credit card, on your secured credit card. After the 9 months or 7 months or 12 months, whatever, and they approve you for a card, basically they're gonna give you that money back. So you're not just giving them money. You're not buying a secured credit card. You're basically just loaning it to yourself. So therefore you can work on your credit, and they can see that you are willing and trustworthy enough to establish credit and borrow from them. So that's another way. And there's tons of unsecured credit cards, not unsecured, but secured credit cards. And you can go pretty much, I would say, like any bank or financial institution, such as, of course, Chime. You have Credit Builder, of course, I said Discover. You have Ava Finance. You have Extra Card. You have Self. And all these are really good. Self, like, is just basically like a loan. It's like it's a self loan. So what you're doing is you pay like maybe $25 a month. And I'll say you do that for like 2 years or a year, and they give you that money back. You only have to pay like, probably like, I don't know, 50 or 60 bucks during the whole entire time, because they got to make some kind of money some way. But you're saving your money up. It's going and reporting on your credit as you're making on-time payments, and you're building your credit, and you're saving money. No, I'm repeating myself, but basically. So like, it's a win-win situation for yourself. You just kind of gotta figure it out, do it all, get them all at the same time. But don't do it if you're living paycheck to paycheck to the point where you cannot afford to do it. Set money to the side. Prepare yourself maybe a month or 2 months, 3 months in advance. Save that money up, that's what it is. So therefore you're not behind on any payments, because you don't want to get behind on none of this stuff, because it's going to mess up your credit, and all that hard work you did is going to be for nothing. So just make sure that you plan, organize, get smart about it, start focusing on your credit. Then after that, you can start, once you start building your credit, I want to say probably to about a 680. That's what I would say, because I've been having problems with getting credit cards having a credit score under 680. But once it got over 680, I was able to get credit cards, unsecured credit cards. So I would say try to work towards that. And you don't want to be applying for a bunch of credit cards that you know that you're not going to be able to qualify for. So yeah, don't worry about that. Just focus on these secured credit cards and these self-help loans and start building it up. I say focus on it. Go strong, save your money, do what you got to do. And after that, you need to start looking at, or in between time, you need to still be looking at how you're going to start your own business. Because you cannot be dependent on McDonald's, Applebee's, Walmart, your little mom and pop restaurant that you work at with a damn show went out of business, or probably did go out of business at one point in time, and then they had to remake something else. Because say, for example, what if this monkeypox get out of hand? They shut everything down. What if, you know what I'm saying, another outbreak happens, they got to shut everything down? What you gonna do? Where you gonna work? How you gonna make money? How you gonna survive? You know what I'm saying? If it happened once, it can happen again. And then damn sure happened not just twice, it happened multiple times within our country and our existence. Shoot, 1,000 times probably in the whole, or 1,000,000 times in the whole world's existence. So like, what is it gonna take for us to realize we need to go ahead and start our own businesses? What are you good at? Find out what you're good at. Are you good at photography? Start your photography business. That's one business I had. Easy money, fun. I wasn't charging people much. It was like $40 an hour. So people would book more hours. Instead of me charging $150 and somebody just want 1 hour, they would just book more hours. I know that probably doesn't sound, but it was fun. I loved it. I was able to shoot more. I was able to get more quality because I'm shooting more photos. Clients were great. You get to go to nice places. I get to go to any club for free. I just walk in there with my camera around my neck like it's a gold chain and let me in the club. It was amazing. Made a lot of money. It's just understanding the business. Understanding the business. So by understanding the business is just research, get an LLC. See, I didn't have an LLC. I was just, just hustling, getting money. But now that I know, you got to start a business. You got to get an LLC. You got to get an EIN. You got to get a business bank account. You got to do all these things and start up your business. Photography business, get your cards, get your location, your address. You can get a virtual address, get your telephone number. Don't use your house. Don't use your personal number. Well, you can use your personal number, but it's best not to. Get something like Ring Central, what everybody uses. So yeah, basically that's just a little brief amount about being slip resistant. So yeah, y'all tune in. It's just episode 1, and we're gonna keep them coming for you. So stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. I got more content coming out very soon. You're gonna be very impressed. You're gonna love to see this journey. Promise you that. Hey man, say man, it's a campaign. Slip resistant. Cut the camera.
You